The sea that never loved us.
The shining sun glimmered over the brackish waves that crashed against our ankles as we scavenged for seashells. I looked to the sky, noticing the halcyon overhead, searching for food. I felt something solid yet smooth brush against my feet. I looked down to find the shell. I quickly picked it up before anyone could claim it as their own. The shell was decorated in majestic hues of green, purple, and blues. The core around it was a translucent gray shade. I held it safely in my pocket, keeping it as a talisman of my own. Suddenly, my ears picked up an alluring sound. It was a sound so lovely it felt like a trap, almost spell-like. Before I could mention it, I almost stumbled over as one of the fishermen, the father of one of my friends, pushed past me. My face contorted with confusion as both of my friends' parents shielded them away from me. They looked at me as if I had harmed my friends. I looked up at one of the mothers that scolded me. "Stay away from our children, you and your cursed family," she hissed. She pulled her children away, covering their ears from the luring music. Since moving to the lighthouse, our neighbors would shun us from any celebration or get-together. They claimed we were cursed, and we brought the sirens back into the seas the fishermen worked in. Once my friends left, the atmosphere changed. The once calm sea moved in an undulate motion. The waves thrashed violently, the clouds rolled in, blocking the shining jewel that once gleamed over. I backed away from the shore due to the rising tide. I never understood why sirens were so feared. They played lovely music, and they only attacked the fishermen if they invaded their homes. Wouldn't any human do the same if another invaded their home? I saw the tall blue lighthouse up ahead. It was fairly easy to find despite the foggy and cloudy area. The large light was like a northern star. My bare feet patted against a damp wood dock leading to the door. The surrounding area was polluted with the scent of fish, salt, and something unfamiliar. "Mom, Dad, I'm back. I brought something back." I walked through the door with excitement. There was no reply. An eerie wind blew through, whistling in my ears. A maelstrom of anxiety dropped to the pit of my stomach. I closed the door behind me, letting it close with a soft click. I walked into the living room. I was appalled at the scene that lay before me. The TV was smashed, the couch was torn apart, glass smashed on the floor, and brownish gold feathers. I picked up the feather, inspecting it. I've never seen one like it. "Mom? Dad?" I called out, tiptoeing around, not wanting to step in glass. I walked into the kitchen. My heart nearly stopped. I covered my mouth and ducked behind the wall. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. Both my parents laid limp on the kitchen floor, their insides overt to my once innocent eyes. Their bodies also had those same feathers. My mother's eyes were still open, but her green irises had faded entirely. I crawled over to my parents. My lips quivered, and streams of tears dared to escape under my lashes down to my cheeks. As I grieved, I heard the sound of heavy feet behind me. Its shadow loomed over me like a statue. I slowly turned around and looked up. It had the face, the breasts, and upper body shape of a woman, but the lower half of a bird. I felt something buzz in my pocket. It was a shell. I took it out, and it started to glow. The shell seemed to cause the siren to stumble back. It hissed and flapped its wings, going into defense. I slowly stood up and held the glowing shell towards the siren, and it snarled at me and turned away. The siren smirked, then scoffed. "You may have me now, but I'll find you later." She then deviously flew out the window. She looked back at me with her scarlet eyes. I ran towards the window. "Come back! Don't leave, coward!" I yelled out, my eyes boring into hers. I then ran out the lighthouse into the rain. I ran out into the village, my eyes wide, my hair matted to my forehead, and my breathing uneven. "Help! Please! Anyone! My parents! They're dead! Please!" I called out, searching for help. The people around were staring and whispering, "Please! The siren!" The very moment I said siren, people gasped and hid in their homes, slamming doors and locking windows. My only other option was a city nearby. I had no time to find a raincoat or shoes. having to go in my tank top and blue trunks with no shoes. I proceeded with celerity through the storm, heading to the city. I ignored the stabbing pain in my legs and the pulling pain in my calves as I ran. Soon, I finally found the city's marketplace that was teeming with wealthy people. My mother always told me that if I ever got lost, to look for a mother, an old woman, or a rich woman. I maneuvered around the bustling crowd. It wasn't raining in the city, so I was glad my clothes would get dry and wouldn't be shivering. I pushed past through everyone. I fell backwards onto my palms and backside. I looked up to see a middle-aged woman. She was pale, scarlet eyes. She wore a white blouse with brown slacks, her hair laid behind her with a few stubborn strands swaying in the front. "Are you all right, dear? You look lost." She bent down and helped me up to my feet. Please, I need help. A siren killed my parents. Then she flew away because of my shell. Please, I'm scared," I begged her, the shell still in my hand. "This shell you speak of, may I see it?" She held her hand out suppliantly, wanting to see my shell. I nodded and handed it over. She took it and held it to the sky. She seemed pretty avid about the shell, poking at it, holding it carefully, and running her finger over its curves. "I lived in the village by the shore. The people don't like my family, so they never helped," I informed her. "Well, the gods indeed have blessed you, child. This talisman here is definitely a stone of revival." She stood up and took my hand. "What was your name again?" she asked softly. "Aquarius," I answered back. "Aquarius, a wonderful name. Lead me to your home and I will show you how the shell works," she said with a grin. I wonder why she was so calm about this. Once we headed back to the village, the earlier rain had ceased. We stopped at the shore beside my house. "It's just up ahead," I started before she cut me off. Her grip on my hand increased. "This is good," she whispered, her gaze darkened. "Would you like to see your parents again, Aquarius?" she asked slyly. "Yes, I would. I'd do anything," I replied, hoping she was honest about bringing them back. She put the shell in my hand and covered my eyes with her hand. She started chanting in a foreign language. It started to storm again, but more mercilessly than before. The wind screamed, and the rain came down in fast liquid bullets. She leaned in and whispered in my ear, "Let me remind you, boy. The sea will never protect you, and the sea will never love you." Before I could speak, she revealed herself as a siren, and she tricked me. She hadn't meant to bring back my parents to me, but to bring me back to them. I looked up to see the arm of a mighty kraken swing down before my world went silent and black.